My name is Rafael. I'm 34 years old, and I'm the father of Lucas, who just turned 8. Lucas is autistic, level 2. We got his diagnosis when he was 3.5. Yesterday, he had a sensory meltdown at the grocery store. It wasn't the first time, but it was the scariest. The fire alarm went off out of nowhere. Lucas immediately covered his ears and started screaming. I want you to understand, this isn't a tantrum. It's not bad behavior. It's pain. Real, physical pain. His therapist explained it to me 1,000 times. For him, loud sounds are like needles being pushed into his ears. He threw himself on the floor, right in the middle of the cleaning aisle, and started hitting his head on the ground. I got down fast, put my hand under his head to cushion the blows. I spoke to him very softly. "Daddy's here, son," but he couldn't hear me. He was lost inside the meltdown. Eyes squeezed shut, body rigid, just screaming. A young security guard came running. "What's happening here?" he asked, looking at me with that face. The one I know so well, the face that judges. "My son is autistic, sir," I said, trying to keep my voice calm. "It's a sensory meltdown. I just need some space." But he didn't seem to believe me. He just stood there, staring, as if I were the one doing something wrong. Then people started to gather. That circle of onlookers that always forms, everyone watching, nobody helping. I heard a woman say to her husband, loud enough for me to hear, "That kid is so badly behaved." Another one shook her head. Parents today just don't know how to set limits. I stayed with Lucas, took a deep breath, counted to 10. I couldn't lose my patience. He started hitting himself, punching his own face. I gently but firmly held his hands. "Let go of that boy!" A man shouted, "You're hurting him!" Panic started to rise in my throat. I looked around. There were maybe 15 people there. The guard called for backup on his radio. "Need support in IL3. Situation with a minor." A situation with a minor. That's what my son had become. A situation, I tried to explain again, louder this time. "He's autistic. This is a meltdown. He'll hurt himself if I let him go." A young woman came closer. She seemed sincere. "Can I help? Can you ask them to turn off that siren, please?" My voice almost broke. She ran off, and less than a minute later, the alarm stopped. Lucas screamed for another 30 seconds. Then slowly, his body started to relax. His breathing evened out. He opened his eyes, saw me, and just rested his head on my chest and cried. But it was a different cry now, one of pure exhaustion. The second guard arrived, older, more serious. "Sir, I need to see some ID." I had Lucas, shaking and sweating, in my arms. "It's in my back pocket," I said. "You can get it." I wasn't letting go of my son. He took my wallet, wrote something down. Then, the manager appeared. "Sir, you're going to have to leave. It wasn't a request. It was an order." I stood up, with Lucas still in my arms. He weighs 55 pounds. My arms were screaming, but I walked to the checkout, paid for my things. The cashier wouldn't look at me. As I left, people were still staring. Some had their phones out. I don't know if they were filming. In the car, I buckled Lucas into his seat. He was calmer, guessed, looking out the window. I got into the driver's seat, gripped the steering wheel, and I just cried. I cried because I was so tired. Tired because every public space feels like a minefield. I cried because my son didn't ask for this, and I can't protect him from everything. This isn't a rare occurrence. It's almost every week. School, the park, the bus, any place can turn into a nightmare. People think it's a tantrum, that I'm a weak parent, that he needs discipline. I've heard it all. This didn't exist in my time. It's a lack of God. I've stopped explaining to everyone. I got tired. I have to pick my battles, but some battles I can't avoid. Like school. Last year, a mother demanded a meeting with the principal. She wanted her son moved out of Lucas's class because Lucas scared him. The principal suggested a special school might be better for him. I said, no. Lucas has a right to be included. The principal just sighed, like I was the difficult one. My son has never hurt anyone. He doesn't have a malicious bone in his body, but he doesn't understand personal space or that he has to ask for things. If he sees something, he thinks it's for everyone. He stayed in that school, but I know he's not truly welcome. I feel it in the looks. Some days I want to homeschool him just to protect him from the world. But he needs to learn to coexist. The world isn't going to change for him. So every day I send him back with a heavy heart. Lucas's mom left shortly after his diagnosis. She looked at me and said, I can't do this. And she was gone. She never came back. So it's just me and him against the world most of the time. My mom helps when she can, but she's 62 and works. My dad, who adored Lucas, passed away 5 years ago. I have a couple of really good friends, one of whom also has an autistic child. We talk when we can't sleep. It's good to have someone who just gets it without needing an explanation. Raising an autistic child is exhausting. It's scary and it's lonely. But it's also beautiful. There are moments of pure joy, like when he hugs me out of nowhere, so tight, or when he learns a new word and says it with such pride, or when he just laughs loud and free. Those moments are worth every sleepless night, every meltdown, every judgmental look, but I won't romanticize it. This isn't just a story of love and overcoming challenges. It is hard. It is so hard. It's unfair that my son has to fight so much for the simplest things. It's unfair that the world won't do the bare minimum to include him. It's unfair that I have to explain every single day that my son has a right to exist. I don't know what the future holds for him. I don't know if he'll ever live on his own, or have a Joby, or fall in love, and that uncertainty terrifies me. But I do know one thing. As long as I have strength in my body, I will fight for him. I will fight for his right to be treated with respect and dignity. I will fight against every ignorant comment, every pitying look, and every closed door. Because he deserves it. He is perfect, just the way he is. It's the world that needs to change, not him. Yesterday, at that grocery store, I held my son. I protected him. I was there for him. And I will always be there. Thank you for listening.